up next, some of the best female doctors are setting the record straight.
We've got lots of questions out there.
And no topic is off limits. Is skinny shaming bad? Are butt implants the new breast implants?
Are you serious?
And
did you smell it?
I did.
It's just like a man that sniffed it up.
Sherry Shepherd stops by to share her unique view. Coming up next on Dr. Oz.
Today, I brought in some of the best doctors to set the record straight on the health issues that you were all talking about. And my favorite part is they are all women. Interesting insights for all the women I trust. So, no topic is off limits. I'm gonna let them go where they wanna go. And when the ladies take over, you never know what's gonna happen. So please welcome women's health expert, Dr. Yael Varnado, OBGYN, Dr. Evelyn Unaya, sex therapist, Dr. Tiffany Davis-Henry. Thank you, my dears. Thank you. Oh, Evelyn. Oh, you look wonderful. Come on, join us. All right, let's get right to it. Now, the question is, who's got the first question? Who's got the first question? I know who has the first question. It is Sherry Shepherd. Oh! Sherry Shepherd, come on out. I knew you'd come.
Oh my goodness, I'm so excited to be here.
I love this.
Hi, ladies. Hi, y'all. Oh, look at this. Oh my God.
It's all yours. All yours.
Oh,
we had so many questions, but when we got one from you, there was no question in my mind who's going to start this whole roller coaster off with. So take it away, Tigress. It's all yours.
Okay, so I am one of the stars of the Broadway show Cinderella. I'm playing the evil stepmother. Ooh. Congratulations. Thank you. And it is 8 shows a week. I didn't realize how demanding physically it is because I have to sing, I have to dance, and I'm tired all the time. So I don't know how do I get that energy for 8 shows a week? Not 8 shows a day, 8 shows a week.
That's right. It's a lot of it for us. So I asked all the docs to come up with an idea. I started it off by creating an energy boosting smoothie. I just put the raw material in there, which is blueberries and blackberries, which I happen to adore. So what did you put on top of that?
Well, I'm a fan of coenzyme Q10, Sherry, because it's naturally occurring in our bodies. But the great thing is it delivers oxygen to the cells. So it's going to break down our food into energy, and it's also an antioxidant. So it's going to fight off cancer, and it's going to be wonderful in terms of that energy boost that you need to get you through the week.
And what is this?
Coenzyme Q10. And you can actually use it as a liquid.
My body makes coenzyme Q10.
Yes.
You're going to get even more in a second. It does make it.
And now the magic potion, Sherry, okay, is a B complex, not just plain vitamin B. B complex has 8 of the vitamin Bs that are essential to give us not only good energy, but it also helps you break down your food so you can have energy available to you to give you that little boost when you need it.
I love it.
Darling.
Now, I know that if it doesn't taste good, you're not going to want to drink it.
Right.
Right? Sherry.
So I added ginger. Ginger, to me, has this bright, verdant, vibrant flavor that just really snaps your taste buds and wakes you up. And you're going to do 8, 9, 10 shows a week if you want to.
Now, the taste test, no applause yet until Sherry likes it.
Uh-oh, Sherry.
Watch her very carefully. She's a very expressive face.
Yes, exactly. My lip, this is good.
It is good. I knew she'd like it.
There you go.
I knew she'd like it. Are you in a hurry to run home and make another show?
Am I in a hurry?
You'll stay with us for a little while?
I will stay with you.
All right. You guys want her to stay? She's staying with us. All right. I want you all to watch the next question. Take a look carefully.
Hi, Dr. Oz. Everybody knows that it's not right to shame people for being overweight. However, nowadays, celebrities are being attacked for being too skinny. How skinny is too skinny?
Before you answer, I'm going to put a little context. I'm going to give you a couple examples of recent celebrities who have been skinny shamed. Former MTV reality star Kristen Cavallari has been receiving a lot of flack online after posting these photos of herself 4 months post-pregnancy.
Wow.
She couldn't have had no baby. Are you serious?
She did, believe it or not.
I do not like her.
And actually, 2 women on this set have just had babies in the last few weeks. We're going to come to that in a minute.
Yes.
So it does happen. You can hear the babies crying in that young woman's question in the background. Bethany Frankel also received a lot of attention for her skinny photos on Instagram. So take a look at these images of her. That's actually her with her 4-year-old's pajamas.
Oh,
Hello Kitty.
Okay, see, something like that makes me upset because the whole thing about being pregnant is it's a club. You're supposed to be going, oh, I'm so fat. Oh, and you're supposed to look like you had a baby. You're not supposed to be skinny, have a baby, and be skinny all over again. I can't find the sympathy. I'm sorry.
So this issue, let me ask you a different way. Is fat shaming, which we all agree is a real problem in America,
Awful.
any better or worse than skinny shaming?
Well, I think that we're judged every day for everything.
Absolutely.
So it's wrong to constantly judge people just because they're skinny. You know, as you said, 2 of us just had babies. I mean, my little one's 5 weeks old, and I gained 60 pounds. I know as an OBGYN, you know that's a lot of weight.
Right.
And 25 popped off, but I'm still working on the rest. So, no, I don't think it's fair to shame somebody.
And Tiffany, how about you? You just had a baby?
Just had a baby 4 weeks ago. And it's really hard. I think the biggest thing is that we shame ourselves.
Yes.
I think we as women can be so hard on ourselves. And we don't know where Kristen started, but I'm pretty sure she wasn't morbidly obese before she had the baby.
Right, no.
So for her, it's been 4 months. That's a picture at 4 months. That's kind of reasonable for someone like her.
So let me read a note from her. She said, I know it's something that's hard for a lot of women, but people who say I'm too thin don't have my body or know what I'm eating.
Right.
Well, I think people who do the skinny shaming, we're sitting there going, we don't want to do the work that it's going to take.
We just want
like
the
that.
cheeseburger.
Next question. Take a look at this one. It's on something interesting.
Hi, Dr. Oz. Dr. Oz, I see big booties everywhere. The big butt trend is in, but some people just don't have any back. I just wanted to know, are butt implants safe?
So this is what they look like. They come in pairs, obviously. So two's better than one. So docs, what do you guys think?
Well, first of all, I mean, what happened just to doing, a couple of squats, just doing increase the booty back there? You know what I'm
we
saying?
don't want to work out.
Right,
We just
I know,
want instant gratification.
Right.
But I got to say, the data is pretty good on those things. They do seem to work well, low complication rates. Why not?
Can I take the other one home?
Yeah, you got
I'm going to try.
We'll have your to-go kit.
You know something? I think that as long as you really know your plastic surgeon, that he or she is a board certified person, and always ask the questions. How many have you done? How many complications? And you know what? Any surgeon that tells you, I've never had a complication, they don't do it enough.
Where'd it go? Where's the implant?
I'm sitting on it. I want to see how it felt if I sat on it.
How does it feel?
It feels weird. It feels
Well, that's
like...
because you only got one.
I need the other one.
So Sherry, how do you keep your assets in shape? So
Well, that's the thing. I always talked about this on The View. I wanted to get a butt implant because I'm a black girl. I'm supposed to have an onion to make a man cry.
If you
I don't have one.
Before you go all the way to having surgery, there's other things you can do first. Like they actually have a pair of undies that you can try on and slip on and see how your butt would look a little bit enhanced. I mean, very honestly, I'm a girl. I'm a little bit of a risk taker. I've had lipo. I guess I shouldn't tell it to everybody, but
that's all right.
I try things. And so I'm not necessarily against having a butt implant, as you said, as long as you go to the right
Sometimes it just looks a little
It's the right
bit.
person.
It looks a little bit misshapen though when I see people.
Right.
Like I saw a girl, an artist on the Grammys, and she sat on her butt implant, and it looked weird.
It does look weird.
Yeah.
And especially if you're thin. And so, again, you really do have to be careful. Are you really a candidate for it? It's just like your boobs.
So what we're going to do
and
is
you got to get it in proportion.
we're going to get a
too.
discount, Dr. V. Sherry, you're going to go together. We're going to cover it on the show. Buy four, price of two.
Right,
All
and then I'll test it.
Next question comes from Twitter. Brittany's asking this question on Twitter. She said, my husband and I started dieting together. His weight is falling off. Well, me, not so much. Why do women have a harder time losing weight than men? Has this been your relationship?
Oh, yes.
Always.
Yeah, my husband
Always.
buys gummy bears. He eats snacks after every meal. I look at it and gain weight. He stays the same weight all the time. I don't get it. I don't get it.
I know. I lost 180 pounds. I got rid of my husband.
All right, Dr. V, come over here. I love that. Well, short of getting rid of your husbands, this is another way we can think about it. A lot of women don't get this pretty clearly, but I want to explain exactly what happens. So we built you two bodies.
Yes.
This is a woman's body and a male's body. You have skin, and then you have the organs on the inside. So Dr. V, show us what happens when a woman gets a little extra food in her body.
Well, the sad thing is that, as everyone knows that Lady Gaga song, We Were Born That Way, it's just how it is. We were born that way. We're meant to have babies. We're meant to have a little bit more fat. Our fat lives right under the skin. It's called subcutaneous fat. So, as you said, there's organs here on the inside. Ours is on the outside. And because it's so close to the outer part of the skin, you can see it, which is why it jiggles, which is why it has cellulite and dimples. So sorry, ladies, it's gonna live in your hips and thighs. It's just the way that it is. Can't do anything about it.
Now, guys, They store it deep inside around the main organs. Now, the male fat's right around the inside of the organs called the visceral fat. Yours is subcutaneous.
Absolutely.
Let's show what happens. We both go on a diet. We both go on the exact same diet.
All right, ready.
1, 2. And the male, everything's liquid, comes right out. And what happens to the female?
I've still got mine.
Yeah.
Your diet's done and mine's barely started.
So you're jiggling in there too, I know.
Yeah, jiggle. So, we can't lose the weight as easily as you can. Right.
But the good news, and this is new work, when we go on a diet together and we stay on it after about 6 months, guess what happens? The playing field evens out. We actually both lose the same amount of weight. Just got to stick for it for a little longer than men. Okay, next question comes via Facebook. Terry asks, I just entered perimenopause and I'm experiencing vaginal dryness. What kind of lubricant should I consider? I'm at a loss. Well, I'm at a loss too. This is not my area of specialty.
Thank you.
But I hope that you do have it so that you can enjoy it.
Yes, well, that's why I came to work today.
Right. Absolutely.
Tiffany, will take it away. This is, by the way, a problem for women as early as their 20s. This is not an older woman's problem.
Right.
What kind of lubricant?
At any age, you can have issues with vaginal dryness, and it can come from things like menopause, but it can also come from medications that you're taking. It can come from stress. So first things first, we want to look at things like water-based lubricants and silicone-based lubricants. There is a difference, and so this is a bit of a 101 for lubricant challenged, Dr. Oz over here. So water-based, it's going to be a little bit slipperier. I'll pour some out onto my skin, and I'll get, okay. Well,
look at them go after it. They're like piranhas.
Let's just pass it around.
Right.
Water-based lubricants they mimic more of your own lubrication. They're slippery.
Did you smell it?
Yes,
You
Dr.
have
Oz.
to.
I did.
It's like a man that sniffed it up.
I wanted to know if it
You know what,
smells.
Sherry?
It smells good.
He didn't lick it.
Don't lick
He didn't
No,
lick
I'm not going to lick it.
He didn't lick it.
Don't lick it. Don't lick it.
Yeah.
Not going there at all.
So that's going to mimic more of what your natural lubrication is going to be like,
Yeah.
right? So now I have a silicone-based lubricant. This is a little bit thicker. And a lot of women and men love silicone-based because it's thicker. It has more staying power.
Yeah,
it doesn't
thick.
evaporate
Yes,
as
it's like gliding.
quickly.
Yes.
Yeah. So if you're a marathon man, Dr. Oz,
Smells the same, by the way, Sherry.
we'll try and change
I think you like this better.
Yes, silicone is for you. And then there's also things that are vaginal moisturizers. And these are things that you don't have to wait till you have sex to insert these or to use these. These are great products to use.
You can find fact sheets and plans just for women on my website. All the wonderful advice today will be there with a lot of other good stuff. We've got a women's health hub at droz.com. Check it out. And make sure you check out Sherry Shepherd's wonderful performance in Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella. And truly you are that. Now on Broadway. What theater is it on?
It's at the Broadway Theater, and I'm the evil stepmom. Cinderella, 20 years in stretch marks. That's over for me. Cinderella.
Thanks for being here, everybody. We're right back.
Coming up, their cheery colors greet you every morning. But can artificial sweeteners be the cause of something more serious? Are they beneficial or just a hazard to your health?
They don't work. I mean, that's the bottom line.
The natural alternatives to sugar substitutes. Next. Outsmart your fat traps. Get the skinny on taking control. Easier ways to eat less, feel fuller longer, and lose weight. All new Dr. Oz. That's coming up tomorrow.
Breaking medical news. Today, a new study that's making headlines across the country, linking artificial sweeteners to a deadly disease. Aspartame, sucralose, saccharin, better known by their trademark blue, yellow, and pink packets. Studies have questioned whether artificial sweeteners are linked to weight gain. And now landmark new research that's already gone viral says America's 3 most popular sugar substitutes may also contribute to diabetes, a disease they were designed to help you avoid. In a first-of-its-kind study on lab mice, researchers looked at how these sweeteners affect the bacteria living in your gut. They found they can trigger changes in these bacteria that increase glucose intolerance and raise blood sugar, the underlying cause of diabetes. The researchers stressed their findings are preliminary and more investigation needs to be done. But already, some doctors and nutritionists are wondering if this provocative new study is more proof that zero-calorie sweeteners could be hazardous to your health. I've been raising red flags about the effects of artificial sweeteners on our health for years. Will this study finally be the game changer? World-renowned natural health and wellness expert, Dr. Andrew Weil, is here today. He's passionate about breaking our nation's addiction to artificial sweeteners. Why have you been so harsh on these products?
They don't work. I mean, that's the bottom line. They do not help people lose weight. The people who consume the most of them seem to be in the worst relationships with food.
Let's talk about this study. Why does it add fuel to the fire?
Well, this is the first time that we've seen a mechanism proposed that may explain why artificial sweeteners don't work and in fact may increase the problems that they're meant to solve. And it's this interaction with gut flora, with our microbiome, in some people that may actually lead to an increase in insulin resistance, raising of blood sugar, so that people who are predisposed to diabetes may be pushed over into frank diabetes.
So, there's a lot of research that's been done, a lot of research on artificial sweeteners, but the results have been paradoxical. You wouldn't think you'd gain weight or develop these issues like with diabetes. And you could never say it was caused by the artificial sweeteners, but people who use them seem to have more of those issues.
And now, as I say, there's a mechanism proposed that may explain this. In addition to this interaction with gut flora, there's another concern, which is how they change brain function to cause cravings. And this is something I've been saying for years. If the brain gets a message that sweet calories are coming and then they don't, I think this sets up patterns in the brain that lead to worse cravings in the future for sweets and other carbohydrates. And this conforms to what I observe, that the people who consume the most diet soda, for example, are the ones that get into the worst relationships with foods.
So the American Diabetes Association, the American Heart Association, two wonderful groups who generally are trying to get the information out there as fast as they can, have said that sensible use of artificial sweeteners can be helpful. Again,
they mean well, but I think they're misinformed. They're not aware of this research, and those recommendations may actually be worsening the problems that they're trying to solve.
Do you think they'll change their minds?
I'm sure they're going to in the light of this new research.
So a lot of folks know about artificial sweeteners in diet drinks, but they're found in a lot of other places. Can you walk us through some of these?
I think you should read labels carefully because they're often in things like jams, jellies, fruit preparations. So you just want to read labels to make sure that you're not getting any of them.
And what should folks do if they're trying to watch what they're eating? And we keep hammering on the fact we don't want too many calories in there. What's a natural alternative to artificial sweeteners?
I think you're better off eating moderate amounts of real sweeteners. So small amounts of sugars. My personal favorite is maple syrup, which has a low fructose content. Brown rice syrup is another one that's useful that has a low glycemic load. But I think, use real sweeteners moderately.
And how come you don't go for things like agave?
Agave has the highest fructose content of any of the common sweeteners out there, up to 85%. And you want to get as little fructose as possible because that deranges liver metabolism. Table sugar is half fructose. Maple syrup is about 35%, which is pretty low.
That's why you like it.
That's why I like it.
All right, so I'm going to keep going after this problem to make sure people know these overused additives don't deliver on what they promise. Here's the bottom line, everybody. Think twice before you tear open another sugar packet. And join me in taking the packet pledge on DrOz.com to swear off artificial sweeteners for good. I'll be right back.
Coming up next, breast cancer survivor Hoda Kotb shares her story about giving back. A music video that not only raised awareness of pediatric cancer, but inspired a nation. Now Dr. Oz celebrates her with a surprise she didn't see coming. Next.
7 years ago today, co-host Hoda Kotb was diagnosed with breast cancer. Now, she knows firsthand the struggles cancer patients go through, but she couldn't imagine what the struggle could be like for a child. To acknowledge the strength of these kids, Hoda collaborated with Cyndi Lauper and Sarah Bareilles on a music video that not only raised awareness of pediatric cancer, but inspired a nation.
You with the sad eyes, don't be discouraged, though I realize it's hard to take courage in a world full of people. You can lose sight of it all in the darkness, so inside you make it feel so small. You can be amazing, you could turn a phrase into a weapon or a drug. You can be the outcast or be the backlash of somebody's lack of love. But I wonder what would happen. And I see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors, and that's why
Happy is here. Come on out. I like it.
Great to see you. Hi,
So
guys.
beautiful as always.
How are you?
This is the best. Come on over, Hoda.
Thank you.
I gotta say, I cannot imagine even getting it off the ground, much less the kind of acclaim it's received. Did you ever contemplate that?
I was totally shocked. It was one of those things where we were going to do a charity project, and I loved Sarah Bareilles' song Brave. I played it over and over. So I was in my office one day with a producer, and I said, maybe we should do a music video. Maybe we could mash up Brave with something. So we literally sat there and went through songs on iTunes. I was like, how about Happy by Pharrell? We played each one. And then my producer sang True Colors in the gaps of Brave. I got chills up my arm, and I said, this is the one. So I called Sarah, and I gave her some margaritas, and I asked,
Always works.
I said, how would you like to do a collaboration with Cyndi Lauper? And I asked Cyndi the same thing, and Sarah said to me, I have one day in June. So I called Cyndi, and I said, Cyndi, what do you think? She said, I have one day in June. They had the same day.
You're kidding me.
They went into the studio, hi, I'm Sarah, hi, I'm Cyndi. They put those two songs in the blender. They called me 5 hours later and they said, come listen. I put the headphones on and that thing came out. I was weeping when I saw those two, what they had done with that song.
When we see that, and I tell you, the music is so spectacular, and I'll come back to that, but when you look in the eyes of those kids, you don't see cancer.
No.
Yeah, you see kids that are enjoying life.
I know, I love those kids.
Just to celebrate you, and I do adore you at every level. I mean, such a beautiful person on the outside and in. $300,000 has already been raised. Already. It's only been a week, right?
Yeah.
For cancer research. Now, I gather you're surprised by the outpouring and attention on this. But I wanted to give a little back to you, because you're always giving to so many people. I see it at so many levels. So, kids, come on out. These are kids, all of them, fighting with cancer. They're gonna come up. How are you? It's nice to meet you. Come have a seat. Come sit along with us.
What are you? Come here.
All of you obviously are either fighting with it or beating or struggling.
Come here and see me.
Yeah, come over.
Come here.
Sit on our laps. Come close to us.
Here. Come on.
Oh, I love that bow.
Come over.
I love that
Come here.
bow.
It's okay. Would you like to come sit over here? I like your hands are on your hips.
She's not
Here,
sure.
come here. Why don't you sit right
she
over
has
here?
the hips
I'll just-
on the lap.
You all right?
She's not sure
You
at
okay?
all. How are you, beautiful?
How awesome.
So let me give this to you. Your name is?
Grace.
Grace.
Hi, Grace.
So what do you want to tell Hoda? Speak for all the kids.
Well, we just want to say thank you so much because it meant so much. Because when people donate to cancer, it's great that they donate, but only 4% goes to pediatric cancer. So it's awesome that you're doing this, and we're just so happy that you're doing it for us.
You are such a sweet girl. How old are you?
All you guys are so beautiful. You say you're 11? I don't know a lot of 11-year-olds even know that, nor have the poise to talk about that here. But I love you all for being here.
You guys, thank you. Wow, I'm so touched. I can't believe you came out.
Well, they wouldn't come without a gift. So I understand they made something for you. Is that
What?
true? Who's going to hold? You guys go up there, hold up the present
What?
there.
Oh,
show it to Hoda. Show it to Hoda. Show it to Hoda.
Oh,
That
my
is
God.
majestic.
Wow.
And you know what? This picture is called Truly Brave, because you guys are truly brave, and Hoda's so you.
You guys are the best. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Thank
Listen,
you.
everyone help out now. You can go to crowdrise.com/Hoda and donate. We'll be right back.
What a day!
Next, everyone eats for comfort once in a while. But what happens when emotional eating becomes a habit? Once you start, it's hard to stop. For many, emotional eating is why you can't lose weight. Everyone can change that today. Stay tuned. Outsmart your fat traps. Get the skinny on taking control. Easier ways to eat less, feel fuller longer, and lose weight. All new Dr. Oz. That's coming up tomorrow.
Everyone comfort eats once in a while. Mac and cheese can heal many wounds, isn't that right? It can do a lot for us, hallelujah. But occasionally, it's okay. When emotional eating becomes a habit, it can become very dangerous. And once it starts, it's hard to stop. Pastor Renee like so many others, says emotional eating is the reason she can't lose weight.
My name is Renee. I'm a mom of 2 great kids and a 4th generation pastor.
Try the spirit by the spirit. No, the Bible don't say that. It says try the spirit by the word.
My passion is ministry. I want to see lives changed, people healed. I spend a lot of time praying for the needs of others, but putting myself last. I'm a yo-yo dieter. My weight fluctuates a lot. In high school, I was 115, and I went up to 130. I would go down. Somehow I ended up where I am now, 175 pounds. I've tried every diet there is. I have every weight loss pill there is. I'm an emotional eater. When something major happens in my life, good or bad, it causes me to eat. I love sweets. I love butter and seafood, garlicky, buttery seafood. I think I'm setting a bad example for my kids. Although I try to make sure they eat healthy, they see what I eat. When I look in the mirror, I'm feeling horrible that I allowed myself to get like this. I went to the doctor the other day and he told me I was obese. Hearing the word obese was absolutely devastating. It's hard to preach with this extra weight. I'm sweating profusely. I'm totally out of breath. Being in front of people constantly, you gotta be concerned about how you look. You're expected to be happy all the time, but on the inside, a lot of times I'm sad, and it's because of all of the weight. It's difficult because you have this need to eat, but at the same time, you have people that mean the world to you watching you. So that causes me a lot of times to eat, closet eat, to go and eat by myself so I can eat, and satisfy the cravings. It would mean the world to me if I lost the weight. It's time to lead by example. I need to practice what I preach.
The one thing I had learned from doing this show is that weight loss goes far beyond what you eat. It's an emotional struggle and it's hard. So Pastor Renee, take me through the emotions you feel as you start eating these foods, the foods we just watched you eating.
First of all, can I touch you?
Please. Yes, you can touch me.
I've been wanting to meet you for so many years. Dr. Oz, the emotions I go through are, I feel nervous, empty. My nerves are, all over the place, and I feel like I'm losing myself. And I feel like I have to fill myself back up.
The food that you eat, it seems to soothe you, heal you in some ways. Describe that for me.
Yes, it's at the end of the day, I've given my life to ministry. I've given my life to bringing people to Christ and people knowing who Christ is. And I pour out, at the end of the day, I pour out everything that I have on the inside of me. But by the time I get home, I'm empty on the inside. And I feel like I have to fill that place, fill that void back up. And so I eat.
So, I gotta say, yo-yo dieting usually isn't the problem. It's a symptom of something much deeper. You look for symptoms all the time in your congregation.
Yes.
Just give me a rough idea. How many diets have you been on?
Dr. Oz, I have been on every diet there is. I've been on high carb, no carb, low carb, high protein, every shake there is, liquid diets, everything. I've tried them all. And I'm embarrassed to say that I've been on a diet for 5 years that I've paid for $42 a month and have not used it. And I'll lose 20 pounds, but then I'll gain back 40. Yeah. I'll lose 30 of that and I'll gain back 50. And it's just been an emotional roller coaster because here I am, I'm a mother, 2 kids, I'm over a congregation, I'm a pastor. People watch me from all over the world. I travel and I come one time and I'm small and then I come back and I'm big again. So it lets them know that I don't have control of my life and I can't be, I can't preach wholeness and not look whole.
Yeah, you got it perfectly. You got the gospel here. Now here's the thing. Emotional issues, which you're pretty good at, are connected to physical problems. So let me start there as a doctor, and let's work out the physical issues first in you. So I'm taking you back to the truth tube, but then we're going to move to the emotional stuff.
Okay.
So come on back.
Okay.
I want to understand how emotional issues are affecting your physical health.
Yes.
So I checked some blood tests on you, and if you just come back, you'll see the numbers right over there.
Okay.
And in the truth tube, I'm going to put up first your HDL cholesterol. That's the good cholesterol, healthy cholesterol. Yours was really good. So you're just fine there. So then I want to look a little deeper. I want to look at your blood sugar. That's a classic thing, especially in African-American women I worry about.
Right.
With the weight gain up and down, and I look at your blood sugar numbers, and guess what? They're fine too.
Wow.
You're right on the border.
Wow.
Right on the border.
Okay.
But they're fine too. So then we got to get to the emotional issues. So there's one little level that I looked at that bothers me the most of all. Can I share it with you?
Yeah.
It's your helping others level. You spend so much time helping others that you're way over in the red there. As you said yourself, there's nothing left for you, nothing to fill that deep void you feel, we all feel inside ourselves.
Yeah.
Today, that changes. I want you to move that level over to helping yourself, not because you're selfish, but because you actually need to do that to help others, to keep in there.
Yes.
That little move is darn hard to do. And the people who teach it best are people who have been there.
Yes.
So I brought you an expert who's coming here today to help us.
Oh my
This
God.
woman went through her own weight struggle live on television, and her weight nearly cost her her job.
Tori Johnson. She's the career-savvy expert who coaches millions in how to succeed in business while serving as a regular contributor on ABC's Good Morning America. Tori seemed to have it all, a successful career and a beautiful family. But her joy was dampened by a lifelong battle with her weight.
It's like being in a prison that you can't escape. You feel like there's no way out.
Tori became a yo-yo dieter, trying plan after plan, but always giving up. Then, 3 years ago, Tori believed that her career was on the line and realized she had to make a change.
In that moment, it clicked for me. The light bulb went off and I said, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make it happen. Let's go.
Tori, why was it so important for you to be here for Renee today?
Renee, we are sisters from another mother. We really are. When I listen to my story, your story, we have the same story. And I did this, when I listen to you talk, I know that I was in those shoes, although your shoes are a lot nicer than mine right now. And I want to help you. I want to help you. I want to do this together because I was able to figure out things that work for me, and I know if they work for me, they're going to work for you. And we're going to do it together.
So much.
We're going to do it together.
Are you sick of yo-yo dieting?
I'm sick of yo-yo dieting. I'm sick of up and down, in and out.
Are you all sick of yo-yo dieting? So many. Well, if you are, stick around because we've got the plan to end emotional dieting forever. We'll be right back.
Next, regain control of your weight and your life. Learn to satisfy your hunger pains the minute emotion strikes. Easy tricks to kill the craving and stay on track. The plan to end emotional dieting for everyone. Next.
If you spent your whole life emotional eating and yo-yo dieting, well, today I want to help you regain control. Best-selling author Tori Johnson is here with a plan for Renee and all the emotional eaters to help end yo-yo dieting for good. Now, Tori says there are two questions Renee has to ask herself, we all have to ask ourselves before we can begin. So what are they?
The first is, why this time? Why are you so fed up this time that it's going to be different from all your previous diet attempts before?
Well, Tori, the doctor told me I was obese. And he told me I could die. With high blood pressure in my family and knowing that I can die, I said I have to put a stop to it now.
That's a game changer for you.
Absolutely.
This is it.
Absolutely.
And then the other question is, what are you willing to give up? So a lot of times we want to have our cake and eat it too, but what are you willing to give up to make a permanent change, not a temporary one?
I can't believe I'm about to say this, but my favorite thing is garlic roasted crab. Everybody in the world knows I love it. And so I'm willing to give that up in even maybe the apple pie a la mode.
That's the one you really have to give up. We can make the healthy crab, the apple pie a la mode.
Jesus, help me, Lord.
That's gone.
What would you be willing to give up to be that supremely confident woman you are when you're up in front of your congregation?
I'm willing to give up eating wrong and changing my life into eating healthy. I really want to live, Dr. Oz, and I want to be able for my ministry to live and for me to be able to do all that I need to do.
With the vitality you want.
Yes.
So I'll give you some basic steps. This is for you and everybody else out there. The first step is to pause before every meal or snack. So I built you a little demonstration here to make sure no one can confuse this. So hop up on the treadmill of life here. Tori, walk us through this.
So before you put anything into your mouth, I want you to pause. Instead of that mindless eating, which is often what happens with emotions, instead pause for a second, and you have two paths that you can choose. You can choose the path of preference, which is the potato chips, the cake, the butter, all that stuff that
go
gives
back. You go back there, ready? You're not
you,
going down this path anymore.
You are not going to go down this path ever again because that is temporary satisfaction, right? As tempting as he makes it look, that is temporary satisfaction. And that keeps us farther from our goal. Our goal is a priority, and a priority is to lose weight, to be healthy. And every time we choose the preference, we move away from our priority. So priority, and just by pausing and thinking preference or priority, you're gonna make the smart choice, okay? You can do that.
Yes.
So what's your priority?
My priority are my children and ministry, being able to last long in ministry. I've got a lot of ministry ahead of me, and I want to be able to last and to live. The doctor told me I was obese and that I could die, and I don't want to die. I want to live.
You want to live. Bless you. Now, come on over here. So the rest of the steps, what we're going to do is to build an arsenal for every emotion. Tori, you actually went through this.
I did go through this, and you know what? It's still with me. This wasn't a temporary thing. It's still with me. I had to line up sort of the appropriate snacks for me so that no matter what time of day, I knew that I had something, that it was at home and that it was at work, so that I had my go-to things. Pickles were my savior. They still are my savior. I love pickles, healthy snack. I love this idea for a little snack on the go to take a little jar or container, whatever you have at home, and put celery and peanut butter into it. Isn't that smart?
This is really a practical idea. There's celeries in there.
Yes.
You could really travel with these babies.
You can, with a little bit of peanut butter at the bottom to give you that side of thing. I never ate celery. I love celery now. Little cubed cheese, olives, popcorn, especially the kind that you pop yourself and you make it really healthy. But there's even microwave versions that are healthy. My absolute favorite Hail Mary macaroons, just really delicious macaroons.
Have one.
I think they're really good. No, that's not my favorite. My favorite's the chocolate chip cookie dough.
These are very precise
that is chocolate chip cookie dough. That is my favorite.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, come on.
I love it.
It's good, right?
Yeah,
Yummy.
it's good.
Which of these do you like the most?
Cheese.
The cheese? You start somewhere. I like those macaroons. All right.
Macaroons are yummy.
And last thing is, this is an interesting idea. I would never have thought about it. They don't teach us in doctor school, but nail polish to kill cravings.
Okay, so here's the reality. So exactly, you make the same face that he did. So here's the truth. For me, 10 o'clock at night, I'm like you, I've had a long day, I've given it my all, and I need to go to the refrigerator for something, right? Even though I'm not even necessarily hungry, but I need something.
Right.
And I was so afraid of sort of derailing all of my really good progress, and I saw out of the corner of my eye clear nail polish, and I put it on, and I realized I care a lot more about my nails, and so do you.
Yes.
So do you.
These are beautiful
than
nails.
putting, right? And you're not putting those nails in a bag of chips, because you're not going to mess up those nails no matter what. Some weeks, in all honesty, I had 10 coats of clear nail polish on to prevent me, but I'd rather have polish than pounds.
Wow,
and
that's
so
incredible.
nail polish can be your trick.
I'm taking your word for it because you've been there. Again, this is the kind of practical, on-the-ground training we just don't get in medicine. That's why I love having you here. Now, the last item is an interesting one. It's the concept of a selfie, because they are the new scale.
I really
It's
believe
a wonderful
I'm the
concept.
selfie queen.
You are?
Yes.
Then you're gonna love this. I was always the girl who didn't want to be anywhere on camera, especially if you saw some of those pictures, you understand why I wouldn't want to look at those pictures of myself. And yet, as I watched this progression of photos, I watched multiple chins disappear in my pictures as I lost weight. And photos can be such a powerful, you ready? Should we take a
Get into
selfie?
that.
God, not
There we are.
today,
Oh,
doctor.
this is the day. You know why?
I'm hiding behind you.
No. Gorgeous,
Can I say,
gorgeous.
you are so beautiful. You really are.
Gorgeous.
Just the way you are, which is probably the biggest message. I want you to take this picture, remember how beautiful you are, and try to stop changing it, because it'll make a lot of the rest of this easier. What we want to do is to make sure your body's where it needs to be so your emotions can follow.
Yes.
Now, you're going to follow up, Tori will, a little bit. So
Oh
we're
my
talking-
gosh. I mean, we're talking like every day.
Thank you.
Texting. When you're tempted to go do something you can't do, I'm going to be right there. Texting, phone calls, Skype,
you.
everything.
And we wanted someone next to you. Nancy Bennett is a dietitian in Renee's hometown. And she's offered to help you out as well. She'll be traveling with you, making sure your life is a better place.
Wow.
Right? And I'm going to be following up with you as well. I want to hear from you when things are going well and when they're not going well. Bless you for being here. Thank you, Tori. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you
The
so
plan
much.
to end emotional dieting for good is on DrOz.com. I'll be right back.
Outsmart your fat traps. Get the skinny on taking control. Easier ways to eat less, feel fuller longer, and lose weight. All new Dr. Oz. That's coming up tomorrow.
One of my favorite things to do is to answer your questions on Twitter. And this question came from Lori. She said, Dr. Oz, what's the perfect length for an afternoon nap? Now, I love the idea of taking afternoon naps. I do it almost every day. There are lots of health benefits. I know it sounds hard to do. You only need 10 minutes. That's the perfect amount of time. A light sleep is all you have to have. It's easy to wake up from that. Gives you a burst of alertness that can last over 2 to 3 hours. And that's why the best time to do it is between 1 and 4 p.m. It's when your circadian rhythm makes you feel the most tired. You don't have to even lay down. Snooze at your desk. In fact, if your boss catches you, tell him Dr. Oz wrote you a prescription for a nap. Nothing else they can say about it. If you got any more questions, you send them to me on Twitter. Use hashtag OzQuestion. Now it's time for In Case You Missed It. A couple of things I want you to remember from today's show. First, the ladies took over today, and they taught me a few things. Taught me a lot of things, actually, but here's what I want you to remember. Dr. V and I showed you how a woman's body is just a better tool for storing fat than a man's body. It tends to accumulate a lot more of the fat, not inside where the organs are, where it's dangerous, but on the outside. So if you look on the side here, it's actually not in the inside of the body, but just beneath the skin. And that's where the battle is won and lost for so many women. Unfortunately, it tends to jiggle more. It causes dimples and cellulite, and it doesn't burn very easily. It tends to stick there for a while. So how do you fight back? Don't try to starve yourself skinny. It'll only going to send your body a signal that you've got to have more saving for a rainy day, so it won't let go of any of the calories. Instead, realize that after about 6 months, men and women, if they're on the same diet, they'll both lose the same amount of weight. It just takes a little longer for you. Next, we had Dr. Andy Weil, who's fantastic in so many things, and he told us about new research linking artificial sweeteners to diabetes. But we have learned that they may cause more problems than they are worth. So join me in taking the hashtag Packet Pledge on DrOz.com to swear off artificial sweeteners for good. And finally, let me close with a warning. Please be careful about what you buy online, especially weight loss pills. There are some dubious people online that prey on folks like you who are trying to do the right thing for your health. Sometimes they even make it seem like I'm endorsing their products, but I'm not endorsing their products. To see a full list of our trusted sponsorship partners, you can go to DrOz.com, and I'll see you next time.